built up very quickly. The up around getting towards 30,000 as the bounce down takes place. Deer number 14 wins a tap of sorts against Madden. Down goes Williams, and he'll get the free, and the Bombers first into attack.
From the centre, Francis takes it. The centre chips one out to Hawker. He's running well. He's into the 50-metre semicircle now, and the first score coming up for the Bombers. It's a quick shot. Oh, and off Eads' hands, who seems to have dropped into the back pocket for the Hawks in this opening minute. And he'll put the ball back into play. First scorers are behind to Essendon.
And you notice Glenn Hawker keeping the ball low there. So obviously that breeze is quite strong. As Eads swings play to the broadcast side of the ground, and good mark from Michael Tuck. Plays on quickly. Dipier Domenico on half-back. Chorus of boos as he goes into the middle. All Hawks, and it's Kennedy with it. Feeds the handball out quickly. Chris Mew down the wing. Driving long. Brereton won't get there in time. He gets the ricochet. Good dodging from Brereton, trying to square the ball. Can't get good purchase to it. Good tackling from the Hawks forwards. Curran taps on. Brereton from the boundary line. He makes it easier on himself, but great tackle, Madden. Back for Curran. First goal to the Hawks.
Brilliant dynamic start by Hawthorn. They just kept pressure on, even though some good tackles by Essendon. Watching Curran knock the ball out. Typical Hawthorn knock on to Brereton. Took a couple of steps too long, but still he retained possession of the ball. Leverage to Curran and a great snap. But it's going to be a pressure game till these sides settle down. It's a very important one for Hawthorn.
First blood to the Hawks in a minute and a half of footy. Madden doing well on the ruck now in his first game for the season. Roger Merritt goes down. Strong tackle put on him by Abbott. And Merritt takes the kick from the centre. The breeze at Waverley is blowing across the ground. Essendon kicking from left to right. Interference there. Morrissey takes the kick. Half-back. Boots it out towards the wing position. Runch over the shoulder, and Russell Morris will take the free kick.
Morris not getting 15. The man on the mark just moved back a metre or so. As Morris drives it to centre wing. Tuck leaves it. Walsh unable to gather it, but he's got plenty of support. Folds, who's been playing better of weeks. There's a fight on behind as the mark's taken by Morris on half-back. Madden in there on that one. Brereton as well on the fight. His 15-metre penalty almost brings Morris up to the wing as he goes high. Again, they all sit there looking to see who'll fly. Madden taps on. Pick up by Hawker. He might get a trip there. In the back is the decision, so Glenn Hawker to take the free midway between half-back and wing for the Bombers.
Essendon's best and fairest last year and having a good season this is round 9. And Merritt knocked away from him by the big fellow Deer, or Abbott rather, and then the ball out of play. It's on Essendon's half-forward line. The Hawks are leading at the 3-minute mark. 6 points to Essendon's 1.
Merritt beats Abbott, but it's Schwab who gets onto it first. Not a good handball. Hawker feeds out a beauty. Izard's kick doesn't go the required distance. Kick off the ground from Abbott. They move it forward half a metre in rugby style, so a bounce. The square you see behind is in Essendon's attacking zone. They trail by 5 points.
Not a bad crowd at Waverley to see the battle of... they played 3 grand finals in a row. That's Tuck. This is Francis for Essendon. Oh, not a bad kick either, but Langford will get this. He does. Market judgment was good. Doesn't worry about where he kicks it. Swings from one side to the other. Keeps it low into the breeze. Here's Dipper with his first touch, and it's a good one. Oh, it wasn't too good as Swab was caught. Francis again with a handle, but Swab pulled down indiscriminately after he disposed of it and will take the kick near the centre.
Peter Swab, Eade going past. The Rocket. It's it high looking for Brereton. He's in front of Walsh. Easy as you like. Bit of extra pace on Dermot Brereton over the last few weeks. And add 2 metres on Walsh. It's enough for Dermot. And from 45 metres. Hawk goal number 2, not scored. Distance won't quite be there. Off the hands of Morris. Loveridge there. Kennedy thought about kicking it in mid-air. The bounce in the forward pocket for Hawthorn. Coming up to the 5-minute mark. They're 5 points up. Clark going off. and Harvey has gone on for the first time at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
And the ball is in the Hawthorn full forward line. That's Madden doing some good work there. His Platten had a blind shot. Bit congested there. Swab doing well. Strong tackle. Dunstall had a shot, a wild one from only about 35 metres out, and it's another behind. The first front for Hawthorn. They lead 7-1.
Yes, already Simon Clark off the field, and Mark Harvey came back on the field at the 5-minute mark.
Kicking by Winton. Walsh, plenty of space on half-back to make up his mind. Goes into the middle looking for Merritt, but it won't make him. Tuck. Wastes no time. Chips for Curran. Within scoring range. Curran almost directly in front. Will kick from about 50 metres. Hawthorn lead by 6 points. 6-minute mark of the first quarter. To the side of the boot. Won't come around enough. Brereton flies from the side. Throw in the forward pocket for the Hawks.
That wasn't a very long kick for Curran, and he missed badly. Had no way was it going to be a goal or a score.
He kept looking like he didn't think he could make the distance, so perhaps the breeze is favouring Essendon's end in this opening quarter.
Could be, Peter, but the flags are stretching out quite well from those flags. Morrison. Swab. That was easy. Too easy, in fact, for Essendon. They'll have to have a good look at themselves. Peter Swab replaced Peter Russo in the Hawthorn lineup and has kicked possibly one of the easiest goals in his career. And the Hawks lead 13 to the Bombers 1.
Just watching the replay. Handball by Kennedy to Morris. Quick snap from Swab. Swab has followed his man right down from the back line, and it was, as Jeff said, a snap with not much pressure on you. And Essendon are a bit loose at this stage.
Deer from the side, not judged well by Madden, just feeling his feet again. Down went Morris, and he's got the free. Right in the middle of VFL Park, Russell Morris. Starting off well, as he did last week against Geelong for the Hawks. Puts it high. Favours Essendon here. Curran against Winton. Handballed out to Winton. Good play from Thompson. Folds won't get it in time. Outer wing, first time the play's been over there for the afternoon. Just into Hawthorn's attacking half. And they've done the bulk of the scoring. They lead by 12 points. 7 3/4 minutes into the first term.
Now it's very windy out that side of the ground on the outer. Just see how the players handle it. Well, Madden beautifully with a palm, but where's the Rovers? Here's one, it's Folds. Up to Izard, who's struggling for form this year. If he ever strikes it, going to be a dangerous player, but he's been covered at this stage. It's like Jenky with him.
Perhaps the tongues of his boots are too long. He's tripping over them. Big wrestle, and Madden starting to find those feet and palms in the ruck, but Folds unable to get away. So it will be Madden against Deer again. Deer wins this one, but it's all Essendon. Keane. Squaring kick. Didn't make it to Hawker. Deer. Now Hawker again. Little scoop, and it was picked up by the umpire. Definitely was a throw against Glenn Hawker. And they waste no time. Loveridge calling for the ball from Tuck. He has to stop and prop. In fact, it's Ayres who gathers it, then feeds on to Loveridge. Loveridge half forward, about 75 metres out, putting it up for Dunstall. He's a very hard man to move, Jason Dunstall, and he judged that one a little better.
Looks like Harvey's in trouble.
Yes, his
already.
First game back after a broken leg, and he's limping pretty badly, but hopefully for Mark's sake it's just a bruise. 25
metres out, Dunstall. He's got the third for the Hawks. No. I thought the goal umpire hadn't worked enough.
Second behind for Jason Dunstall. And Paul Hamilton, who's minding him, is in for a torrid day. Here's Winton. Winton playing on Curran, by the way. Oh, a good mark, Walsh. Now, Walsh is Brereton's opponent. He's at half-back. It's a windy side of the ground as he kicks it down towards the half. Oh, that was a poor attempt there. Oh, crunch, Swab ducked the tackle. Here's Williams. And the umpire spotted something there on the free kick. A very slow one for that thump on the head, about 5 seconds slow. And Swab takes the free kick from the centre. Down to Platten. Oh, Crunch was said it was Duckworth the infringer. Scramble is action now, live action. Dipper was in there, Karen as well for Hawthorn. Boy, and Karen caught one.
Thompson really went after that ball. He thought he'd been harshly dealt with in the tackle, I think. And a little indiscriminate with the boot on the ground there. Curran kicked a goal. No, yes, just one. Ball knocked away. Good defence from Dunstall, but Platten's quick onto Deere. Feeds it on and turned to Morris. Too much pace and a goal. Russell Morris speeding and kicking the ball and speeding and running back to congratulate the work from his teammates up ground. And Hawthorn, a great start.
Great start. A lot of that started from John Platten. Very courageous watching him come through there, break through a pack. Good handball, Deere to Morris. A good shepherd by Kennedy. But once again, Hawthorn had plenty of time to shoot, which must be worrying for Kevin Sheedy.
And with players like Brereton and Morris, Karen and Dunstall and Platten on that forward line, they're certainly better set up than Essendon. Hawthorn 20 to Essendon's 1. Madden looks good. Oh, a nice tap into a space on the half-forward line. Barrett looked a bit awkward there, but he went in hard. Jenkins, the man will take the free kick. Barrett right in Jenkins' back. And the Hawks will go into attack once more.
A very hard decision because both players just dived on the ball.
A little chip. Oh, Morrissey ducked his head. He pulled out. Swab, a good piece of play. Leverage a long kick down to the half-forward line to Karen and Brereton. But Walsh's fist for Essendon that knocks him out. Karen goes on with it. Morris again. Deere up the full forward. Dunstall turned his back. Hamilton number 16 for Essendon is good. Dunstall's great. Goes after it again. Williams tackles him. Good play, Dunstall. Up into the air, into the goal square. And it's Hawker for Essendon who takes it out, but good play by Hawthorn's Jason Dunstall.
Hawthorn lead by 19 points. Essendon just one forward attack as Deere wins in the ruck, but gets into the back of Madden, and the Bomber fans like that. A free kick going the way of the Red and Blacks. Keeping it on the other side of the ground. He's looking for Harvey. Just pulled off it as he went for the mark. Should get the free and does. So Mark Harvey, who's hobbling a little bit, is going to get his first kick back in senior football in season 87. See how freely he moves. So the wing he goes and finds the boundary line. Gains 50 metres though as it bounced out. Centre wing throw in. Kevin Sheedy's team, the Bombers, 19 points down.
Yes, and he has cause to worry. Merritt in the ruck this time against Abbott. Foles goes down for Essendon with a grab around the shoulders and he'll take the kick, and the Hawthorn player down as well. Terry Danaher looked good. A very strong grab between half forward and the centre, and plays on. Up to Salmon. Wide of him. Langford a chance, but he takes his time moving around. Umpire will call for a ball up. It's only 20 metres from Essendon's goal, and they're 19 points behind 30 minutes into this first quarter.
Chance for them here. Salmon in ruck against Langford. Fighting Harvey and Danaher. Just the understanding not back yet as he kicks quickly. Francis. 60 metres out from goal. Peter Francis. Let's see if the wind is favouring him. If he goes for the long kick. Short pass would have been dangerous. Francis. Right up to the edge of the goal square. Comes off the boot and goes left-hand side of the post. Doesn't go over. And Uzard's got the free. Plays on. Snap. Won't score. Another throw in.
Harvey coming off. That's bad luck. He hasn't had a game for 10 weeks since he broke his leg pre-season, and I think he might come back. Anyway, there's a throw in with a gaggle of players in Essendon's forward pocket. Foles. It's a behind. And it's Essendon's second behind. And they're 3 goals behind Hawthorn 40 minutes into this first term.
Yeah, certainly so far it's been Hawthorn's quarter. They've played in front. They've been probably first to the ball. And it's a very handy lead under these conditions.
Langford. All players queuing up and then splitting from the middle of the ground. And the first to make position is Gary Ayres. Back in for Hawthorn this week. High kick looking for Kennedy. Knocked away by Bailey. Throw in midway between wing and half forward for Essendon. Halfway through the first term. And a good start from the Hawks. They're 18 points up.
There's Kennedy. One of the many numbers of good forward players. Or Thompson. Terry Danaher really caught. Swabbed beautifully to Loveridge, and Loveridge from the back line to Curran. Don't know what he tried to do then. Brereton's out of business. Here comes Williams. He's tackled strongly by Platt. He's put on some enormous tackles this year as John Platt. I don't think I've seen a small player tackle so strongly. He's great. Quickly out to Gary Ayres. Brereton's by himself in the forward pocket. Oh, damn it. Dreadful. Dreadful.
He's got rid of the green boots this week. Perhaps that's the problem. Essendon fans love it. Williams. Oh, that tackle high. And he'll get the ball on that occasion. Williams.
Platten the tackler again.
I don't know whether it was his or Curran's tackle that was the illegal one. Oh, great mark, Dipper. Very strong. Looks for Tuck. Good ride from the skipper, and he'll line up from directly in front. 50 metres out. 16 and a half minutes gone. This would be a very handy one for them. Breeze holding it up, and it hits the woodwork.
Tuck, great player. Hawthorn's veteran and captain and master. And Winton thumps it back into play. Good mark. Good play swab by G. He's playing as though his football life depends on it, and maybe it does too. Walsh and Brereton, and it's Walsh's telescopic arms who puts the ball out of play. It's still in Hawthorn's forward pocket. Barnes about to come on. Fourth game.
Towie on the boundary line as he rocks back and forth. Deere down to Morris, being watched by Thompson. Can't pick it up. Platten can, but it's taken by Hawker. Chance now for Keane. Gains a bit of extra distance out of danger. Throw in that on the 50-metre line for Hawthorn as Barnes stretches on the boundary line. Opposite side of the ground. Interchange bench has been worked hard by the Bombers in this opening half of the first quarter. Steer wins this tap. Hawker again caught by Domenico underneath the chops. Taps the eye as well. Domenico eyes on the ball there. And the clash of heads, I think. As away go Essendon. Madden's
first mark, and he's got a feel for it today. Terry Danaher. Oh, Langford. Poor handball. That was Chris Mew, and looked very tentative and slow then. Maybe playing for the free kick.
Yes, a poor handball of Langford's then. He sort of handball without really looking, just expecting Jenky to get it.
Into Essendon's attacking half. Up goes Salmon. Jenky happy to see it go over. Essendon yet to find the major opening. We've played 18 and a half minutes. 2 behinds, plays 3 goals, 3 from Hawthorn. Salmon favoured by the throw-in. It's a good throw-in, in fact. Went at a 45-degree angle as Fold had to get rid of it quickly, but it's all Hawks waiting for it. Loveridge. Handball to Schwab. Right in the centre of the ground. Goes to half forward. Williams in front, leaves it for Hawker. Looking for Winton, knock on from Morris. Winton back between the legs, here's Curran. Oh, took the backspin and threw for the behind. As Dunstall watched it curl over his shoulder. Undecided as to whether to go for the mark or not. 20 points the difference. 19 and a half minutes gone.
And Winton kicks the ball to the shelter side of the ground to Hawker. He's a good player. Should pick up 15 metres for that. No, he won't. Russell Morris just thumped the ball. I suppose it was almost instantaneous. Hawker's kick coming towards the wing to Terry Danaher and Simon Madden. Kick is going to Chris Mew for Hawthorn, and he sees a man loose in the centre. It's Langford. Plumps it straight into his arms. Quick look on a shocker. Maybe it'll be all right. It won't be. Here's Thompson. Essendon's Thompson. Duckworth. Oh, the wind, I think, may have caused him to misjudge the flight of the in the air there. Tuck for Hawthorn, up to half forward. Francis and Kennedy. And Kennedy's marked that one. I don't think Francis had a finger on it, and Kennedy takes it. He could just about kick it from here. I think he will now. Stupid play there by Williams for Essendon. I think it was here rushed in and knocked it out of his hands. And of course, John Kennedy, as Simon, is it Simon off the fence, off the field rather, having his say as Kennedy's about to kick Hawthorn's fourth. Boy, 28-2. The Hawthorns leading in Kennedy's first goal.
Yes, another valuable one. It's interesting to note that the two players in doubt, watching a good handball by Abbott, quick one to Tuck, a quick kick, and the Francis didn't get a hand to it, correctly called. A bad tackle by Salmon, which wasn't going to get a 15-metre penalty, but then it doesn't show up. The fourth valuable goal, John Kennedy's first.
Salmon against Deere. A few opponents so far. Greg Deere. Salmon beats him, but Tuck knocks it back for the Hawks. Kick off the ground from Essendon. Doesn't get them far. The ruckman will do it again.
4 individual goal kickers for Hawthorn. Morris, Curran, Schwab and Kennedy. Ball up in the centre and Big Salmon backhands it. Down at her, kicks it. Wallace can't take it for Essendon. Oh, Mew turned his back on it and was upended. And a free kick holding the ball. Thumping long kick there by Wallace. Barnes a chance. No, Langford facing the right way. Abbott clears it well. Another wild shot. Good stuff. Keane has kicked it. Essendon's first goal. 22 minutes into this first term, they've struggled hard and long.
Yes. Brilliant snap by Gavin Keane. Both the doubtful players, Harvey and Salmon. Salmon back in the ruck. Harvey's on the bench with a query mark over his ankle, and certainly at this stage it's a matter whether they've got the legs to come back on.
Good bounce, but Salmon better spring. Swab to someone, he hopes. That someone is Kennedy. He's got support. Morrissey got space now. Weave beautifully. The kick falls short. Through the hands of Morris. The knock-on though for Curran. If he can be quick with the boot, he's got a goal here. Wanted the off break, kept going. So 21-point lead for Hawthorn. Played 23 minutes. Winton back into play for the Bombers.
You go to the defensive side, of course, and the wind half a gale out that side. The back was Williams, number 13 for Essendon, and he goes in for a double dip. Picked up by Thompson for Essendon was good. He's on his favourite left foot at this stage as he comes down to Izzard. Oh, good judgment by Jenke for Hawthorn then. He's about twice as big as Izzard and knows it, was marked well, and kicks the ball down to the loose man there, Gary Ayres. Quickly onto his boot. Down to Platt. Almost, John. And again. And it's still in play. Essendon's watch in the back pocket, clears it. Lucky to find a man there in Duckworth, but half-back.
He might have spotted him. It was a very good pass, if he did, to swing that back very acutely. Dipper. High kick looking for Brereton. Through his hands. Kennedy always feeding the handball out. Ayres unmarked. Passes. Curran couldn't hold it. Play on the call. No, he's been given the free. Well, it was a very light touch. Curran, 45-degree angle. It's 25 metres out. Chance for number 2 for Peter Curran as we approach time on in the first term. Beautiful kick. They increase their lead to 27 points with Curran's second goal. As we're into time on, all Hawthorn in this first term. Let's watch this free kick.
Ayres. Little chip pass from Gary Ayres. It wasn't as correctly called. It was a bit of a ticky touch with push, but still, it's there. He won't change his mind. And another good kick by Peter Curran to bring up their 5th goal.
Right on the 25-minute mark, first quarter, Hawthorn lead 35 to Essendon's 8. And Salmon thumps around to the centre. Here's young Wallace, number 21. Oh, Jenkins crashed through. Morrissey this time for Hawthorn. Got a man in Kennedy deep out in the wing. Oh, good catch, John. And he gallops away. He's approaching the half-forward line and a low under Platten. Oh, Platten, a gem. What a mark. What a player. To Dunstall. Hamilton's playing him much closer now. Back to Platten. We'll have to watch him. He's a great player. Up the full forward. Loose ball. It's available. Dipper knocks it down. Oh, lovely across to Tuck, but Tucky's missed it. A gentle pass there from Morris. Should have kicked that, Tucky. Out on the full.
Winton, high kick looking for Danaher. The ball really holds up and marked for Dipper. He's played a good first term, Robert Di Domenico. 50 metres out. There's the lead. Beautiful pass and taken by Kennedy. Their delivery has been superb in this first term, the Hawks, and this man has been instrumental, as we saw up that outer wing before, delivering beautifully for Platten. This time the delivery to him.
Sorry, Peter, if you notice how they're keeping the ball low, particularly the Hawthorn team.
Kennedy kicking into the breeze from 40 metres, and he really tried to give it everything, and it just sneaks through for a behind. So that wind is a lot stronger than we thought. And going against it, Hawthorn have had a tremendous first term. 5-6 to 1-2 as Winton gains some extra distance from full back.
He's run out to about half back now, and he kicks the ball to the centre. Can Wallace get up and mark for us? He's in front. Loose ball. Grabbed there by Clark. Taken from him. Grabbed by Izzard. Clumps the handball out into nowhere. Hawthorn Schenke takes it easily. Kickers, well, he knew that he was being covered down there by Keane, but he thought he'd get the boundary line. He didn't. Up the Barnes, number 20. Couldn't hang on to this one. Langford this time. Goes back to Rodney Eade. Chips it down towards the wing position. That's a lovely mark there at Brereton. Top mark.
Brereton right down on the wing. It's a very open forward line, as you might have gathered. The pass on for Morris. Well, perhaps the breeze playing a few tricks on him as he went for that, but still should have held it. He adjusts the footwear. Throw in closer to the wing and than half forward for Hawthorn. 14 is Deer against 3 Salmon. Neither of them effective out of the air, but Walsh is on the ground. High kick. Front Danaher tries to knock it on. Jenkins handball to Eade. Oh, beautiful pass to Curran. 60 metres, chips for Brereton, who can run into the open goal. Number 6 for the Hawks. Brereton has been down. Now the umpire will go back and check with the goal umpire to see if it was a goal, and that will stand.
I think Paul Hamilton was a little lucky that the ball hadn't already gone through, because the umpire may have even given another kick, but it was an unnecessary bump, even though I think Dammit staged it a little bit. Watching it coming up there now through, there's Brereton on the screen. Still, he gives more than he gets, and if he gets it back, well, quite often he deserves it.
31,000 people here to watch the clash of the former Titans, Hawthorn and Essendon. And Salmon playing in the ruck now. Simon Madden off the field after an impressive start in his first game back. James Morrissey down at Platten. He's quick. Oh, and a brilliant pickup. A nice handball. Delightful stuff. And Brereton again. Whips it back quickly. Curran's a chance. Knocked away by Winton for Essendon. Loveridge now. Handball at Kennedy. A quick shot. Not a good one. Morris. What a turn and what a goal! Oh, deserved the goal, but delightful play, and I hope this is not going to be a whitewash of Essendon by Hawthorn again. They won one each last year in the home and away games.
Siren ends the first quarter, which has been all Hawthorn. Essendon scoring 3 times. The Hawks scoring virtually 7 goals, 1 in the term.
Got a big job ahead of them.
Hawthorn going from left to right in this second quarter, leading by 35 points. Deer against Salmon. Salmon wins the tap, folds. Unable to get it away. Platten pushed out of it by Merritt. Ruckman will do it all over again in the centre.
The Hawks 43, Essendon 8. Mark Harvey, he doesn't look too bad. Simon Madden, the two playing their first game for the season, and Salmon did well for Essendon in the ruck. Good tackle then. Essendon's Foles balloons it to Danaher. He's racing Mew, good play Terry as he knocks it on, coming up towards a 50-metre semicircle. Here's Jenky doing it easily there to Langford. And he just switches play backwards, trying to put the handball into half-back Mew. Mew's low kick into the breeze, didn't come off, and it's marked by Danaher.
Terry Danaher got a loose man. Folds, played a pretty good game. 75 metres out from goal, looking for Barnes, but he's behind Langford. Langford has played a good game so far, showing a willingness to get right down ground. He was over in the centre in the first term. Passes too long for Tuck that time. Breeze might have dropped a little bit. Danaher's hand passes astray. All having trouble finding the target. Langford goes to the centre. Loveridge beaten by Keane. Platten did that beautifully away from Salmon. Cruel bounce for Walsh, but the free kick's going to Platten. John Platten, centre of VFL Park.
Oh, Brereton's got away from Walsh with consummate ease, and he's run 20 metres. What a pass to Morris! Oh, it was like it was fired out of a cannon. Hit Morris slap dab in the chest. Brilliant kick by Brereton, and Walsh was caught in two minds then to attack the player, and Brereton ran away, and it built up, and here's Morris, the chance to kick Hawthorn 7th, but he's missed, and the Hawks lead 44 to Essendon's 8.
Yes, very loose play by Essendon. When the ball came out of the centre, there was 3 loose men, and it was a matter of Brereton, Morris and Kennedy were all loose 20 yards away from their opponents.
Winton goes in the Salmon direction. Brereton and Hamilton take care of one another. Rather, Dunstall, the ball was out of bounds before it was knocked back into play. Throw in midway between wing and half forward for Hawthorn. They lead by 36 points. Williams and Platten, the Rovers, take position at the front of the pack. Salmon against Deer. Williams taps it back for Dipier Domenico. Taps it cleverly across to Tuck. Squaring kick, looking for Morris rather, who sees Ayres battle against Duckworth. Now here's Curran. Off to Brereton, backs into the pack looking for the free. Winton did that nicely. And the Bomber fullback had a good kick. He's given it away. Under pressure. Skewing it off the side of the boot. And Peter Curran takes the free kick between wing and half forward.
Curran, the star on the forward line, and the man to be watched. He's kicked 2 goals too, and kicks it up to Brereton, who's running in well. You can take this. Now they've got problems all over their back line at Essendon. Walsh is the man looking after Brereton. He can't handle him. Whitten looking after Curran and having a difficult job there. Then they've got Kennedy and Platten on his spelling there, and Dunstall, who's been covered there by young Hamilton. But it's the boys at half forward doing the damage for Hawthorn, and Brereton's one of them. The kick's wide and dropping short. Dunstall had it in his hands and couldn't hang on to it. The ball out of play.
Of course, the last chance for the state squad players to make an impression. The team selected on Sunday night. Dunstall in the running for that full forward position. Tuck puts it across there to Brereton. Francis. High on and now allowed. I don't know why the whistle went in the first place as Walsh kicks to the middle. Spilt there by Merritt. He's got support. Thompson, centre wing. Barnes has made a lead down the middle. The handball's gone to Danaher. Thompson, about 90 metres out from goal. Pass looking for Izard. Caught well by Jenky. He's a great defender. Barnes out of bounds looking for Thompson, who kept running. But Barnes had made a good lead and was on his own at centre half forward when Thompson got it initially. But elected to handball to Danaher.
Izard having a puzzle there. There's Merritt doing the ruck work. Hawthorn coming out of the packs much better. Merritt again. There's Eade. Hawthorn now finds Swab had a brilliant opening in that first quarter, and Loveridge showing some form and polish. Morris again knocked away by Hawker from him. Oops, here's a go. It's Keane across to Bailey. Gary Foles now getting a few kicks in the match to centre half forward for Essendon. Mew almost a one-hander. Morrissey caught, tackled strongly by Wallace. Play on as Mew clears it. Fickle bounce there. Kennedy, clever play. Good anticipation, Foles. Hawker. Keane. Barnes almost. Morrissey to Langford. Oh, the Hawks doing everything, answering every challenge. And here's Foles for Essendon.
Bit of kick to kick for the moment. Bombers starting to put some pressure on. Folds pass. Francis now got a chance. Oh, but too slow, and Morris did that beautifully to Schwab. Off to Deere, and the Hawks from the middle. It's a booming torpedo punt to half forward. Brereton the better judgment. Off he goes. Dermott misses. I don't think he could believe his luck when that space opened up in front of him.
Yes, under extreme pressure, Essendon, and that just typifies the fact that Brereton at centre half forward can take a chest mark like that in the middle of 4 others.
Winton tries to find Hamilton and duck his head. He's playing well on Hamilton, but the players up further are doing the damage for Hawthorn. Here's Abbott and Francis for Essendon, and Roger Merritt not getting many touches so far, but the handball is good. He's always doing something. Peter Francis, a chance to kick a goal. It's a long one from the defensive side of the ground. Morrissey for Hawthorn thumps it towards the line, and Jenke sees it over.
6.5 minutes into the second quarter, and so far we've seen just 2 behinds scored by the Hawthorn side, making their lead 37 points. Merritt grabs it out of the air. Chance now for Thompson. So another behind scored in the quarter. This time it's for the Essendon side. All scores accepted. Majors preferred. The difference 36 points.
If Simon Madden is possible to come back on, I think Kevin should immediately do so, because it's no good waiting till the game is lost altogether to try and let Madden help you back into the game.
Now the Hawks out from the back line, and this is Peter Schwab on the wing on the defensive side to Dipper. Now Dipper hasn't had much of a game, hasn't had anything to do with it so far. Brereton has. He's on the bottom of that pack with his long flowing mane. So I think that's a bit of lost a bit of puff there in Peter Francis.
Back and the fingers sore, I think. As Salmon gets it down to Williams. Well, nicely there, and got the space to kick it through. Deere ricocheted off to Weed. Kick to half forward. Curran knocked away by, picked up by Williams, who's caught by Dippy Domenico, gone loose to Curran, who gets the high tackle from Bailey. Advantage is called. Morris's handball to Kennedy. They all run away from it. Tuck. Has he got a goal this time? No. Michael Tuck.
Second behind. 46 Hawthorn. Essendon on 9. 8 minutes into the second quarter as Winton kicks it to the defensive side, straight to Dipper. Brereton, they raffle it for the big fellow Salmon. Clark can't handle the rest, but Deere for Hawthorn does. 6'6" of him. Up the full forward to Dunstall. Hamilton's got him covered. Kennedy came from nowhere, has to swing around. It's impossible. He doesn't try the goal. Kicks it to Loveridge. Around the neck. Not the mark. The mark was pretty close. Against Billy Duckworth of Essendon, and Richard Loveridge will take the free kick. 35 metres from goal, with Hawthorn leading by 37 points.
Certainly a courageous decision by the umpire to pay it there, but there was some contact made, even though it wasn't very much.
Concentration of Loveridge is good, and he meant to kick that one, and it came off. Their 7th goal, the first in the second quarter. 52-9, the Hawks.
Yes, opening up the gap even wider. The last 3 or 4 shots at goal, snapshots have only created. Watching Dunstall front position again, but a brilliant play by John Kennedy, wheeling around, centering the ball, making no attempt to have a shot at goal. A bit late, Billy Duckworth, but also a bit unlucky.
Deere doing a good job in the ruck and around the ground, and thumps it 20 metres up to half forward. Kevin Walsh with Brereton sweating on him. He saw that player coming in airs, had to look up as Duckworth. Good handball out to Folds. That's a worm's eye view of it, and the pass has been successful. Keane, defensive side of the centre, going in for Salmon, who has to back. That's almost a mark. Doesn't matter because they've got the loose men. Merritt feeds it on to Francis, 60 metres out, drawing the man, giving it to Danaher, who's bearing down on him by Langford, and Chris Langford does it nicely. Kicks to the wing where it's all Hawthorn. Now the pressure's on Essendon. Dipieta Manico. Over the top, he's got Kennedy on his own. Same goes for Curran. He passes to that player. Beautiful Hawks. And you saw it happening. And the pass to Tuck. And directly in front, the skipper shouldn't make much mistake this time. Well, loose men galore. The turnaround happened at half-back when Langford dispossessed Danaher, and then they were trying to catch up the Dons, and they never did it. And it should end in a Hawthorn goal.
A lot of it started mainly because Francis didn't use the ball properly.
There it is from Michael Tuck. Goal 8 for Hawthorn. The first for the skipper. And a dominating performance from the Hawthorn side sees them lead by 49 points.
What can Essendon do now, John?
Well, as I said, they should bring Simon Madden back on, but they've just got to man up and they've just got to try and lift their game. Their forward line looks undermanned with young boys Barnes at full forward. Danaher's under extreme pressure at centre half forward. Said Merritt's finding it hard to get into the game.
Play goes on with Fleetfoot Platt down at Curran. Winton's seemed to giving him too much latitude, even more so. Morris back to Curran. They're having a picnic on the forward line, the Hawks. A chance for Dunstall, but Hamilton right with him. Good play, Loveridge. Whistle's gone, the ball is out of play. Boundary umpire picked it up from several metres away. But
several tens of metres?
Several tens of metres, thanks, Peter. Now he has to rush and have to be enormously fit to throw in. With 58-9, the Hawks leading, and the football in their forward pocket.
Walsh against Kennedy. They wrestle off it. Williams, good tap to Izard. High kick for Danaher, but better judgment from you. Terry Danaher having trouble in these swirly conditions. Morrissey left unattended. Goes into the pocket. Brereton off his hands. Folds. No, it's not. It's Hamilton who's caught well by Dunstall, who's back in to put another tackle on him. No support for Hamilton. Flattens handball to Brereton. Chance for Morris. Hawker, he saw him coming. Good tackle, Glenn Hawker. He's now got the ball. And he prevented like a certain Hawthorn goal there. Simon Madden prepares to come on. Bounces 20 metres out from Hawthorn's goal.
And we're seeing some of the best tackling skills from two top teams in that little passage of play.
What about that one?
Yeah, what about that one? Yes, that was an illegal tackle by a disillusioned Keane on Brereton over his shoulder. You'll see it again. Over his shoulder. What about around the chin or the chops? And Madden's just jumped onto the field. As John Nichols was saying, he'll go straight to the ruck and give Essendon, with Salmon up forward, a bit more of a chance. Brereton with Hawthorn leading by 49 points. And he didn't mess about. He just kicked his second goal.
Yes, even at this early stage, the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, is just impossible to see Essendon winning this game. No, as great a side as they've been, young Barnes sitting on the bench, he's obviously finding it hard. The ball's been delivered very badly into the forward line, and playing on Langford doesn't give him much chance, but still, he's a player of the future. I'm sure with another 20 games under his belt, he'll be a great player.
Madden's in the ruck against Deere. Kick off the ground from Izard. Here's a chance for the Bombers. Good judgment, Merritt. Just inside 50 metres, Roger Merritt. Kicking into the breeze, passes instead to Francis.
He's run pretty well today, Peter Francis. Covered from back line, round the wing and the forward line as well.
Yes, he's worked hard. He's created a couple of opportunities. The last one, just before the Hawthorn goal, he mucked up because he didn't draw players to him, and then when he handballed to Danaher, it was too late.
But Breeze really gets hold of that. Brings it straight to ground. Mew took his eyes off it, but gets good shepherding from Platten. Allows Mew to clear. 2 against 1. It favours the Bombers. Izar needs all that pace to catch this ball. The boundary line's caught it first. Or is it a free kick? It's a free kick for Francis. One in the back. He's just taking a bit of time to catch the breath, I think. As pointed out, he's done plenty of running. This ball over the 50-metre line. Mark almost to Mew. Danaher to Folds. He had nowhere to go. Danaher again. 50 metres out from the Essendon goal. They trail by 55 points. 16-minute mark of the second quarter.
And Hawthorn seem to have an answer for every move that Essendon tries or can make. Merritt using his body well. Swab had it and lost it. Chipped out quickly. A chance here for Stephen Clark. Essendon's small men have been poor today. The wild kick was Foles up to Madden. Here's Salmon now playing it full forward with Madden back on the ground in the ruck. Williams a chance. Ducked his head. Handball is good to Clark, and he's brought the ground. And Williams, his kick is smothered. They're great this whole club. They're hard to beat. Dipper's in there now. A swat, an overhead one. Kennedy back to Swab. Over to Dipper. They're out of trouble with consummate ease. Down to Brown. That's Morris, I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. He plays on quickly. Now it's on to Brereton and Walsh. Walsh in front of Brereton. Good play, Walsh. Whipping through is Thompson. Struck an elbow. Play on. Hawker waits for Winton to run through. Essendon on the half back line. 2 men up towards the wing position. Chance for Keane. Good shepherding there. Terry allows Keane to run downfield. A quick one there was Duckworth. Once, twice. Morrissey for Hawthorn looked good then. But Duckworth on the ground in possession. The umpire is going to brawl it up. Essendon's half-forward line, and I haven't had it there often enough.
1 behind they've kicked in this quarter. We've played 17 minutes. While the Hawks have added 3 goals, 3. Hawker, he's been a ceaseless trier for them. Morrissey's thrown off it. Merritt, looking for someone to give him some support, but look at all those Hawks around him. Platten there with the tackle. 1 up, 1 under his hands. I think he's got a free.
Yes, against Darren Williams.
Williams should have been in there a bit earlier to help Merritt. As Platten's kick to the wing, looks for Morris, knocked away by Madden. All Hawthorn on the ground. Richard Loveridge. Torpedo punt, just stay in play. Brereton against him, a push. Free kick to Danaher on half back.
There's Terry, he's trying hard, but can't do much, can't initiate much at all. Duckworth, yes, no. Bad miss. Morrissey, good balance here, and Brereton is having a good match. Very key man on the forward line. Oh, here's as tough and so is Morrissey. They sandwich a bowler there. And the umpire, rightly so. Umpire Door to ball it up.
Half-forward area for Hawthorn. Good tap from Madden. Kennedy got shepherding and got the kick away. Winton, hard one to judge. Curran, handballs on to Dunstall. He gets some shepherding from Morris and kicks the goal. Superb support from the Hawthorn players for teammates with the football. And Dunstall's back to congratulate all men who had a hand in that.
Brilliant by John Kennedy, just inside the boundary line, but Essendon dropped another mark. Winton, quick handball, quick hands by Peter Curran, and he was well enough clear, but it's about the 3rd chest marks that Essendon players have dropped. Duckworth, Winton have dropped marks they shouldn't have.
20 minutes into the second quarter, and Hawthorn lead by 10 goals. They're thrashing the Bombers, giving them a football lesson. Winning in all departments, have all the answers. Essendon small players like Williams and Clark and Izard can't get into it at all. And their keys, such as Terry Danaher and Roger Merritt. Duckworth having a few words to Dipper. A couple of tough men there, and neither will give an inch. Another ball up at the centre. Essendon kicking to the left. Here's Mew. No, it wasn't. It was Abbott. They seem to be more desperate, the Hawks, and when they do get the ball to the ground, they get it out easy. And always someone running.
Bounce in the middle of VFL Park. 61-point leaders are Hawthorn as Madden gets it down. Hawker caught by Morrissey. Jenke. There's that handball again to Abbott. Towards half forward. Out came Danaher. Couldn't get it on the second grab. Domenico caught around the ankle. Free kick. He plays on with the handball. Wasn't a good one. Madden met Loveridge solidly. He's catching his breath, Richard Loveridge. Pulled off it is Williams, and he's got the free kick. Away goes Daisy Williams from the centre. Well, he looked like he was behind the mark. Perhaps a few metres to the right. So he'll be brought back directly behind it. That tackle took a bit of the wind out of Williams. And a respite in this Hawk attack on the Bomber side. They all run past for the handball. It's the long kick towards half forward. Walsh the target, straight through his hands. Now, who's got the pace here? Eade or Clark? Clark being dwelt upon by Eade. Keeps going and gets the free. Good play, Stephen Clark. Had the pace edge on Rodney Eade. And got the body in front. And down he went. 40 metres out. The pass. Was it being marked in the pocket? No, not gathered by Hawthorn on the second attempt. So, up to the wing. It's Bailey for Essendon. Swept upon by Hawthorn players, but it's out to Williams. Centred in kick. Good one too. No, just too long for Keane. Domenico on him. Here's Abbott. Keeps it in front of him nicely. Abbott has time to pick it up as Domenico's been put down trying to shepherd. Kick goes to the wing. Francis meets it, and it came off his foot. Free kick goes to Curran.
There's Curran sees a loose man in Swab who's played a very intelligent role. Handballs to Deere and back to Swab. Can he pick the bounce? Didn't have the clever play by Kennedy. Loveridge again has recovered that lost win. Gary Ayres 30 metres out. Hawthorn's 11th. Oh, they're 5th in the quarter. And they lead by 11 goals. Here's the backman. Has kicked his first goal on the match.
Coming right down the field, a good intelligent knock on by Deere. He knew he was going to get caught. Another knock on by Kennedy. It's so easy. The Essendon players have just given Hawthorn so much space to work into all day.
A lead of 10 goals, 7. So we've played 23 minutes of the second term. How far Hawthorn at this stage as Schwab goes down? Folds into his back. Free kick in the centre for Peter Schwab. Came in for the injured Peter Russo. Plays on towards Morris. Oh, good roving Kennedy. Squaring kick looking for Dunstall. Hamilton's being held. Advantage called as Danaher. Handballs to Izard. Up the outer wing. Plenty of green space in front of him. Not many Essendon footballers. Kick over Mewshead. Walsh on him. Oh, does it well. And lost possession at the final moment. Deere. Oh, just grabbed the hands away with the ball before the boot connected from Walsh. Into Essendon's attacking half.
Madden and Deere wins, and Dipper quickly onto his boot and a wild kick. It stood on its nose for Izard to get it, duck around a tackle and kick it towards centre half forward to Merritt. Roger looks slow and he's not marking well. Chips a handball to Hawker. He lunges out. That's a good shot. Can it carry the distance? Duckworth shoved down. He shoved someone down, and the free kick goes against him. Jenke to take it.
Ray Jenke, last line of defence. The torpedo punt, a beauty. Up goes Platten, outnumbered. Hawker's handball to Folds. Touches down, kicks from 50 metres. The pass looking for Duckworth through the hands. All Hawthorn. Rodney Eade. Handball to Langford, who wasn't watching. Wouldn't have expected a handball there. But a free kick's gone to Eade after he's delivered the ball. And Hawthorn clear again. Into time on. 76 plays 9.
And the Bombers are in tatters and making so many elementary mistakes and giving away stupid free kicks on their forward line, and they need goals. They've only kicked one. Merritt's caught again. He's trying hard. Here's Chris Mew. Abbott gets it. Didn't cover the distance to Izard. A wild and quick kick. Can someone on the Essendon forward line do it? It's a raffle here for Hawthorn as Langford finds Eade, and Eade gives it to Dipper. The big ruckman Deer runs through. He's run 30 metres, chased by a small player. Anyone small to Deer. Hawthorn's half forward line. Morris. Good pace here by Terry Danaher in the half back line. Puts it out. Gets a shove in the back. Is that a free kick? No, throw in. Terry doesn't need it.
There's Danaher centre half back and Walsh on the half forward line.
26 minutes gone. Kennedy as Curran comes in for Platt. Does it nicely. Comes off the boot of Thompson. Out on the full again. Second time that's happened in the quarter. Everything going against Essendon. Platten to take the free kick. Half forward flank. Kennedy, you see him unguarded. We receive the handball. Platten's gained 15 metres. Not even score. Through for a behind. Umpire's down and it looks like out. It's the boundary umpire doing his job getting back there, and he's hit his head on coming to the ground. Some fans think it's amusing, but certainly the boundary umpire doesn't. Told to stay where he is by central umpire Dorr. Trainers, players from both sides making sure he's okay. Just one of those things, John, I think we come to ground and the head hits the ground first.
Yes, it's unfortunate because the boundary umpires do such a magnificent job, and obviously the reserve umpire, there's a stretcher coming out. But, the umpires do such a magnificent job. We're watching it now. The players, they missed the post. The players came through there, collided with him. He may have hit his head too when he came down.
I think the damage might have been done before he hit the ground, though.
He's up.
I'm amazed how he could be in such a position when the ball was moved out.
Yes, he put himself right under the hammer, didn't he? He stood on that behind post.
They do a magnificent job because they watch the ball in that area to try and help the goal umpire, and it's just bad luck.
Good on him. Well, he's coming off. What happens now? Does he have the decision to come back on if he wants to with the emergency ban? I don't think I've seen that happen in many a year.
You think they have to use the interchange bench?
Well, Williams gets play underway again. Brereton from behind, Platten roving. Now, Morris in front of the pack. Hamilton knocks the ground. Kennedy's the quickest. Feeds on for Morris. Bounces through to Ayres. Chance for 2 in the quarter. He can go again if he likes. Too much pressure on him from Winton. And the throw in the forward pocket for Hawthorn. We'll have a bit of time on after that incident with the boundary umpire, who's holding the back of his neck as he walks past us. Izard has it taken off him by Hawker. Madden. Oh, met solidly as Bailey, but he's a solid customer. Izard can't get the kick away. Hawker up with the ball, but not before the whistle, so they've moved it away from the goals by about 20 metres.
The umpire the boundary umpire, the injured one, getting a round of applause as he leaves the field, and it's great to see that and hear it. Over. Free kick going to whom? To Keane, to Madden. See if Madden can get back into form. He'll make a big lift to that Essendon side. The handball taken by Williams is good, and the Bombers look better now. Here's Thompson, got a man on the wing, can't get it to him. Hawker a good player, and back to Williams, and this is the best piece of football they put together, but it's all the short game, it's all handball. Hawker desperately tries, whips it out the back door. Walsh gets a shove in the back, gets the free kick, doesn't matter. The siren's gone to win at the half time. Hawthorn 11-10-76 lead Essendon 1-3-9.
the man today against his strong Hawthorn side.
So it's Hawthorn 67 points up, going from right to left in this quarter. The bounce favours Madden, wins at 2. Merritt left it behind. Duckworth then gives it back to him. Merritt up towards half forward. Eade knocks it away from Clark. Barnes chasing in there, but Jenke, very cool, the young fellow, off to Rodney Eade. Chips to the wing for Dippy Domenico.
Dipper hasn't had a great deal of influence on the game, but what he's done has been positive. And this man has Swab, a stand-in for Peter Russo, who couldn't make it. That was Swab across to Ayres, who kicked the goal in the second quarter. Down to Curran, one of those dangerous forwards. Whitten for Essendon clears it, finds Izzard. Oh, the handball was muffled beautifully by Ayres. Whitten's handball's not bad. Williams is tackled around the shoulder. Well, I thought it was around the shoulder, but the umpire said he was holding the ball, and Hawthorn will take the kick from the centre.
Peter Swab chips to the unguarded Tuck. Skipper inside the square, going back towards the lead from Brereton. Cuts off Dunstall and takes the mark. Well, Dermott's got the green boots back on after a half in the black ones. He's taken 7 marks, kicked 2 goals, 1 in each quarter. 45-degree angle and about 45 metres to make into the breeze to kick his third. Comes back, beautiful kick, Brereton. Judged that to a nicety, and that's just the start Essendon didn't want. Brereton kicking his third.
Yes, very excited with his effort, Dammit. It was a well-judged, well-executed kick. Watching Swab, little chip pass over to Tuck, who's been a great leader. They always have plenty of time. I mean, the man on the mark, plenty of room to move, and a good pair of hands, but once again in front.
And it makes his effort even greater because Essendon switched their captain Terry Danaher on Brereton in that second quarter. Walsh is now playing at the other end of half forward. Here they go through Duckworth now. He's going to wheel around. Steady, kick the ball. Easy mark there to Jenke. He's had a great match on the half-back line. He's very tall, very quick, very positive, and gaining more confidence as the match moves on. Kennedy again. Slides it to Ayres. Kennedy fluffed it, but Hill has time to get it away. Ayres is very strong. Look at the width of his shoulders. Mew. Hawker caught it, slips it away. Morrissey for the Hawks. Caught too slow, but Kennedy looked up before he took possession of it. Then to Tuck. Very ordinary football, but the Hawks will come out of it okay as Swab clears it now down towards Curran. Whitten slips inside, chips it out. Does chip it out, and the ball is out of play on Hawthorn's half-forward line, and they lead 82 to Essendon's 9.
Pretty satisfied on the Hawk bench as Madden beats Deere. Loveridge tries to get it from Williams, but away goes the Essendon Rover. Kicks to the centre. Finds Merritt and keep going. Pass on for Barnes. He's got 15-metre break. If he can only gather it in. Just keeps it in play. Off to Merritt. Beaten by Abbott. Back to Mew, and the Hawks out of danger. Booming torpedo punt to the wing for Morris. Knocked away by Hamilton, but there's Platten. Quick hands to Tuck. Quick hands again to Morris. On to Dippy Domenico. 60 metres out from goal. Chips the pass to Brereton. On he goes and can't cap it off. Deserved a goal, that piece of play. Electrifying from Hawthorn down the members' wing. And they're stretching the lead.
Yes, it all started again because Barnes, when he had the use of the ball, he really didn't know what to do with it. And Essendon get it and lose it so easily.
They're playing very wishy-washy football.
They've lost confidence.
Yeah, and lost confidence. John Thompson kicking with his non-preferred foot that time, but he happened to find Merritt. Merritt's been well attended, seems to have lost his zip. Hasn't scored yet. Nice pass to Hamilton. He'll have to run. Morris has got him. Barnes has fluffed it again. You see, this is what John Nichols has said. They don't have confidence. Mew clears the ball for Hawthorn. And Tuck! Oh, a mark that he would have taken 10 years ago, and he plays on. Well done, Tucky. Down to Curran in great position. Past Dunstall. Good play by Curran. Dunstall again. Desperate play by Curran. Oh, gee, they got Dunstall kicks it now and screws the kick in towards Brereton. He's kicked 3. Good play, Terry Danaher, just as Brereton was to grab it, he punched it away.
How many players did Peter Curran beat there on his own?
Yes, well, probably 2 minutes ago he was limping very badly in the forward pocket, and he still recovered and still did that. So it's certainly Hawthorn's day, but they're in great touch.
Kennedy on to Schwab. Goal number 2 for that player. Goal 13 for Hawthorn, and the machine is destroying Essendon here at VFL Park. 80-point leaders. We've played 5.5 minutes into the third term.
Yes, well, certainly quite a few of these watching the play there now throw in. Good handball, a bit slow from Kennedy, but once again just walked through very easy, and this has been the problem. But Swab's had a magnificent day coming into the side, as you said, Jeff Leake earlier, to replace Russo, who is pulled out with an injury.
20 possessions for Peter Swab, and he might have made his niche in that side.
Oh yes, he's playing for his football life, and he'll get back into it all right. Hawthorn have whitewashed Essendon. They're hardly giving them a sniff in this match. The Bombers have scored 1 goal, and that was kicked in the first quarter. They've kicked 1 behind in the second, and we're 6 minutes into this third term as the Bombers kick the ball in attack, but the free kick is going against Essendon. Against Merritt.
A bit of an allocation, Merritt and Brereton.
Well, I suppose you've got to do something. John, what do you do? Start a fight?
I think umpires should let things go, because they're 2 great competitors. As long as nothing is really wrong, they should just let it play on.
Loveridge.
Certainly Merritt has been a great player, typically for Essendon. He's one that's tried his heart out all day.
Well, they've got a few tryers out there, but they're unable to put any system together at all. Really battling the odds. Madden got the tap. Williams down on the bottom of the pack. He's burrowed and tried, but so often they're having to do it on their own, Essendon players. No support at all. Deer against Madden. Madden beaten by the strength of Deer, but the roving from Williams straight to Schwab. Possession 21 for Peter Schwab. Oh, did that nicely. Kicks towards half forward. Curran the target, but too many Essendon players there. Simon Madden. Who to kick to? Handballs instead. Walsh under all sorts of pressure. Lucky to get a high tackle against Brereton. And Kevin Walsh chips for Danaher. Being held up well by Eade. Couldn't get the handball away. Now he can. Winton. Oh, poor handball. Lets Brereton in to Dippy Domenico. Busts a tackle. Not the second one from Francis. Curran's handball to Rocket Eade. Out for Platten. Clever tap on, but only as far as Danaher. But meanwhile, after getting rid of the ball, I think Platten is too quick for a lot of players. He's got rid of the ball before they realise it. And there you see Thompson right into his back.
Right into his back is right. And Platten been a very effective rover with 14 possessions, but his tackling is something to be watched by any footballer, young and old, for a man his size, the way he tackles the bigger fellows. And you can see how strong that wind is at VFL Park. It certainly got hold of it and took it away from the goal area. It's a behind to Platten, and it puts Hawthorn on 90 points. 81 points in front of Essendon at the 9-minute mark of this third term.
Arriving was Merritt, not soon enough. Ayres. Now Williams for Essendon. Terry Danaher on half back. He's got no one to kick to, has to go short, and Tuck manhandles Izzard, and he'll take the free. Merritt allows Izzard to get away by holding up Tuck. Loveridge has options, one of them Jenke, the half-back, undoes some good work, but then gets it back again. Tuck onto Loveridge from half-forward, unguarded is Morris, can go on. The kick won't make the distance. Great mark, Kennedy!
Play on. Yeah, play on as a call the umpire. I thought it was a mark as well. Danaher standing up and doing it well at half-back. A long kick this time towards Clark, who's had this about his second kick. He's done very little, but it might be a good one. It's gone down to Salmon. It bounced over the long fellow. Langford with him, has best position. Oh, Jenke for Hawthorn is like salt and pepper, wearing number 1 Guernsey, but a great player. He ran into a lot of trouble then, knew it, committed his body. The ball up about 20 metres from Essendon's goal.
Resigned to defeat, I think, the Bombers fans, as Salmon gives it straight to Schwab. He's caught, penalised. Hawker or Williams, take your pick. It'll be Williams who ran back quickest to take the shot at goal, but caught by two players. Schwab had a little bit of time before the tackles applied to get rid of it. Darren Williams getting advice from Hawker. This for the second goal of the match for Essendon. No mistake. It comes up 10 and a half minutes into the third term. Their only other goal coming at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter.
Essendon fans are finding it hard to believe. They're just sitting there stunned.
Yes, when the ball does go into the forward line, they just don't know really how to handle it. Duckworth has been proven to be too slow a few times. Merritt's their really main trier. But their rovers, Azard, Clark and Williams, the ones they normally rely a lot on, have been getting kicks under pressure all day.
Essendon have just kicked their second goal at the 11-minute mark in this third term. Here's Duckworth, who hasn't had a good day. Funny sort of handball, and Folds screws it back. Abbott in front. Merritt came from behind quickly. Maybe that goal will spur Essendon players onto something better. Clark for Essendon's only had 2 kicks for the match. That's Eade to Langford, dribbles it out. Good scouting there by Bailey. Oh, Barnes dropped it. Izard, the fleet foot, he's got everything in front of him, the world in front of him, but Ayres is dragging down like a greyhound on a rabbit. The free kick rolling out from Hawks' defence. Morris has tackled strongly. That was a good tackle. Free kick against Loveridge for holding the ball, and Wallace will take it. Well, Hamilton, sorry.
Well, 15-metre penalty against Loveridge for not giving the ball back correctly, but I guess he had possession of it and then just left it sitting there, but didn't pick it up. He's being penalised. And inside 50 metres, Merritt back on the line in case the kick doesn't make it. Hamilton gives it everything. It hasn't got the legs. Knocked for the boundary line. Loveridge there, but sees it over. It was Langford's two-fister that put it over the boundary line. A bit more ginger into the Bombers. They'll need a lot more. They trail by 75 points at the 12-minute mark of the third term.
This throw ends in their pocket. Salmon looks for Rowe at the back, and it's Hawthorn's tuck. Spoons it towards Swab. Certainly one of Hawthorn's best. The long kick into centre. He's put down after he kicked it. So Dermond Brereton will take the relayed free kick for the Hawks into centre of the field.
Brereton towards the lead from Dunstall. Has to stop. Knocked away by Walsh. Francis. Good to play on the back line. And they've got loose men on the wing, but the kick's too long for Folds. Wicked bounce for Schwab, but keeps the ball in his possession beautifully. Numbers win out. Hawker for the Bombers. Towards full forward, Salmon! Second mark for the big fish, and the chance for 2 goals on end for Essendon. Front position on Langford, and there was no way the fullback was able to dispossess him. He kept hold of the jumper. He slung him straight to the ground. It might have been a 15-metre penalty as well. Shouldn't make much difference. Paul Salmon, 20 metres out. Third goal for Essendon. They get 2 in 3 minutes.
Yes, after taking probably 2.5 quarters to kick their second goal, it's good to see. Madden back at centre bounces is still is too good for Deer, and I can't understand why they didn't have Madden on the field in that first quarter and even the second quarter, because he's such a great player, even with probably 3 quarters fit like he is.
Essendon have had a history, John, of spelling him on the bench for 1 or 2 quarters at a time to preserve him for the last term, but it's his first comeback game. Hawker gets it down. That's Chris Muir or Jenke rather. Gee, they're strong. His Folds cleverly keeps it in play. And it rolls out to force a throw in. Essendon's half-forward line, and maybe they've got a sniff of getting back into the game after being 13 goals behind.
69-point deficit. Folds. Clever tap. Didn't quite make Duckworth. Here's Williams roving smartly. Kick towards Barnes. Pressured by Mew. And Merritt throws himself in. Mew's held when he didn't have it. He might be able to take the kick though. Mew, who at the end of the second quarter was in the hands of the trainers. So he's a familiar patient to those men from the boundary for Hawthorn. Platten will take the kick. Mew not moving much as the kick goes to the wing. Flying in for a great grab, almost Madden. Kennedy off to Domenico. All of a sudden there's more pressure on Hawthorn. Bailey going back there. Ayres and Izard to pressure him. Ayres trying to tip it through, but it's all Essendon all of a sudden. Danaher caught well by Morris. Here's Thompson. Breaks the tackle. Swooping in on Francis. Oh, gets high on Curran and he'll take the free.
Not too many Essendon players going in for the hard one then. I can understand that because the Hawks look twice as big. Chris Mew doesn't look too good in the hands of the trainers. The kick coming in towards Dunstall. He's been beaten today, Dunstall, only kicked one goal and it came out loosely to him. Young Paul Hamilton for the Bombers played him very closely after Dunstall looked very dangerous in the first couple of minutes of the match.
Deer arriving late to do the ruck work, but wins the tap. Platten arriving, but Francis first. Left foot kick keeps it in play. Had to meet it, did Brereton. Izard messed it up. Ayres into the pocket for Hawthorn. Dunstall goes the punch and Danaher the mark. Essendon skipper as Mew has to leave the ground. And on comes Lester Smith for the first time. Mark not paid to Hamilton. Folds handballs onto Madden. Madden runs into the centre square. Drives towards half forward. Lester Smith could get a mark with his first touch. Oh, on from the bench. Rod Lester Smith. First touch for season 87 is a mark. It
is a mark. He's had 4 games with the reserves after being out from surgery, and this is his first game back. Dermot Brereton made his kick look good with a super mark there on the wing and shoots the handball to Eade. A bad kick by Eade, taking it too easily. Tuck, Loveridge, baubles it and steadies and balloons it right up into the teeth of goal, but it'll be a high. Oh, what a lovely catch to Walsh, who's now playing at full-back on Dunstall.
Good example there. Don't give it up.
Yep.
Oh, chipping in as Morris plays on from the boundary line. The snap offline. Well, should have steadied, but thought he had the break. I might as well have a go. As Mew receiving some work from the trainers, and the doctor just checking he's okay as Walsh kicks in, this time a little longer. Brereton flies high. The fist from Deer. Danaher onto Thompson. Domenico, good tackle. Francis, well, it's been happening all day, John, hasn't it?
Yes, of course, pressure does that on you, and they've lost a bit of confidence, but the poor handling, which isn't Essendon normally much better than that. The pressure does that to you.
Madden and Deer came in from behind this time. Madden playing well in his first match of the year. Oh, bad luck, Hawker. He kicked it before he got it. Here's Foles with a good kick. Essendon have been using the short one. Chance here for Williams, had 7 kicks in that quarter, and the contact Clark, he's been quiet, but third kick to Salmon's good. Well, Langford covered the ground brilliantly for Hawthorn. Virtually worried Salmon out of it then, and Hawthorn get away with it by getting the ball across the line.
Yes, Duckworth certainly is a bit slow, but he's a great try, and Duckworth and Merritt have been trying to set the example, to their teammates.
Merritt in ruck, wrestling with Abbott. Handball from Schwab. Eade. Fold sweating on him. Eade on for Kennedy. With some heavy shepherding from Deer, finds Loveridge. Oh, speed from Richard. Loveridge went through that gap brilliantly. The pass over the head of Dunstall. Walsh back there, couldn't swing it in. Now Dunstall holding the ball, trying to swing it around to the edge of the square for Brereton. Great play from Dunstall. You saw the educated way he dropped that ball to swing it for Dermot Brereton, and 10 marks for Brereton as he goes for goal number 4, 10 metres out. No mistake. 14th goal goes up for the Hawthorn side at the 20-minute mark of the third quarter as Russell Green prepares to come on. And he replaces Dunstall, who after this pass is taken from the ground.
Yes, Dunstall's only kicked one goal, but Jamie Dunstall, such a great team player. Watching him here, centred the ball beautifully with his left foot. He had a look for Brereton, saw him on the right-hand side of Danaher.
4 goals to Brereton after his 10th mark, and he's a star in Hawthorn's attack. There he goes again, his 11th mark. Terry Danaher played on him in the second quarter. He's beaten him as he beat Walsh. Well, Merritt has had a go for a while. Here's Walsh now playing at fullback, and Dunstall's been taken off. Bit of courage shown by Peter Swab to stop and cop. Curran a dangerous play for Hawthorn. There he goes again, always doing something. Good play, Dipper. Tunnel ball that time. Whoops. Handball across to Kennedy this time. That's a goal. 2 in a minute. Russell Green was involved in it. 2 goals to Kennedy.
Yeah, certainly. I'd say that Alan Jeans has been practicing knock-ons this week, because for about the 12th or 13th time, Hawthorn players on the ground watching Dipper here knocking the ball on. They've done that repeatedly all day, and every time they've got it, they've capitalised on it. 21 possessions to John Kennedy.
Deere wins the thump in the centre. Kennedy again, pressured from Francis. And he's been pressured after the ball was gone. So possession 22 for Kennedy. Platten left on his own. You may well ask why. The pass, a grass cutter. Curran unable to pick it up at the bootstraps. Taps it back for Platten. Walsh. Half-back flank for Essendon. To the wing he goes. Duckworth unable to control it. Throw in. Defensive side of the centre for Essendon. And they're playing with 19, Essendon, at the moment, because Mark Harvey, unable to take his place on the field as Keane prepares to come back on.
Good tap on again. It's evidence, as John Nichols has been saying. Practice it. Tuck. 55 metres out and gets it right to Brereton. Nearly another mark. And Loveridge touched as it went through. Loveridge got his toe to it, but the ball was across the goal line at that instant.
A 2-point lead for Hawthorn. Walsh looking there for Hamilton. Di Domenico somehow ended up with it. Out for Russell Green. Another chance for a goal. No mistake. After 2 goals in 3 minutes from Essendon, it's the Hawks' turn to slip back into gear. The interchange player kicks his first. And somehow Dipper ended up with this football.
This was certainly a very game, watching Green, great snap. Was certainly a very game kick out, because they kicked it to young Paul Hamilton, who was standing on Dipper. And I think Dipper's strength on their own for a kick out was a risky one.
And Tuck smuggles it out of the centre. Handballs it quickly back to Morris. Enderwares and backwards. Their handball's positive, although at times they tend to overuse it. Good mark there to Bailey in front of Loveridge. This time he's at half-back and swings play across this side. Dipper and Williams. Williams knocks it away from Dipper's grasp, hoping that Keane could take it, but Dipper's beaten the pair. And not a bad pass down to Morris. Here's a handball again. Russell Green's looking brilliant, and Brereton a chance. You could read that. I could read it. John Nichols and Peter G could read it. But the Essendon defenders couldn't.
And didn't Brereton make that look spectacular as he went to the ground there?
And what a performance. That's 12 marks to Dermot Brereton today. He's beaten all and sundry, and Terry Danaher's his opponent at the moment. He's top scorer of the match with 4, 2 in this quarter. And he can't miss this one. 5 goals to the informed star centre half forward. I hope he can do that for the Vicks on Wednesday night.
Yes, what else can you say? I mean, they're just too good. We're watching Dipper here. Once again, it was kicked to him. His strength, confidence, nice little chip pass to Russell Morris. So they're just running and backing up, but also everything's going all right for them, because it was a great pass as Jeffrey called, everyone lost sight of the ball. Spectacular pull around the neck by Bill Duckworth.
94-point lead for Hawthorn. Madden wins in the middle, but only as far as Schwab. Morrissey now for the Hawks. Got it on a string, and he's got pace as well. Kicks towards half forward. Brereton again. Handballs off to Morris. Into the open goal. Put him down. Number 18 for Hawthorn. 2 for Russell Morris. Champagne stuff from the Hawks. Their premiership form is well and truly back.
Yes, I suppose the only thing that comes out of this game so far, which is good, is to see Simon Madden back on the ball, centre bouncing, winning in the ruck. And I'm sure in the weeks to come, he'll be a very valuable player for Essendon if he can retain his fitness.
I suppose, John, that Essendon can only learn from this thrashing you're getting today, as well as there goes Madden again, as John Nicholas has nominated him. He's doing very well. Walsh to Thompson, he's caught the red hot behind by Kennedy, and that's holding the ball, and you can't shrug off that tackle. A lightning handball to Rodney Eade. Then down to Platten. The little bloke's doing everything right. Running through is Kennedy, a good link player. Then a booming kick to full forward. That's Carron knocking it away from Winton, and Brereton again with possession. Pretty high tackle that time, but the umpire's nominated correctly to play on. Russell Morris. Ball was out. And Hawthorn in this quarter have kicked 7 goals. 5 in the second and 6 in the first quarter.
Into time on. Deere only as far as Danaher. Deere can kick a goal. Oh! The ruckman doing his own roving. Gets his first and Hawthorn's 19th.
Certainly, with such a great lead, it'll test the courage and the character of Essendon in the last bit of this quarter, and particularly the last quarter, because I'm sure Kevin Sheedy will be talking to them quietly at three-quarter time just how important it is to finish this game right out.
It's been an 8-goal quarter this third term at the 27-minute mark for Hawthorn. Essendon kicked 2 for the term. 31,000 people here to see it. And the Hawks have kicked 4 goals in 4 minutes. That's a top performance from any team, and of course the Hawks are the top team.
The defending premiers, as the lights come on here at VFL Park. Madden wins the tap, but look, there's 5 Hawthorn players there. Morrissey, one of them. On to Jenke. To the wing for Dippy Adomenico, beaten this time by Hamilton. 15-metre penalty. Hamilton is garroted on the centre wing. Dipper goes for his ankles. Handball on to Clark. Plenty of pace from Stephen Clark. Goes long. Hawthorn favoured here through Langford. The fist down. Only as far as Williams. Caught by Eade. Can't break those tackles. Must be penalised. But again, look, 2 players there to tackle him. They'll see gold and brown in their dreams tonight, the Essendon players. Deere makes up for a bad kick. Spilt by Salmon, but taps out for Clark. Puts it down, pulled off it, gets the free. Very clever play from Clark. Chips to the boundary line. Keane has it. Angle more acute. 40 metres out. Breeze has favoured the City end in this quarter. In the match, in fact. You never know in this quarter as he goes across goal looking for Barnes. Platten on to Tuck. Easy as you like. Hawthorn out of danger. Dippy Adomenico couldn't smother. Hamilton met by Kennedy. Flick ball through there to Deere. Long handball to Kennedy. Hawthorn onto the centre wing. Russell Green up high for Dermy. Caught high. Umpire lets it go. Wallace for the boundary line. Doesn't find it. He'll get the free kick though.
He'll get the free kick for Brereton, hanging on to him after he disposed of the football. But Brereton's done his job for Hawthorn. Still, you've got to fight it out, don't you? Right to the final siren. Oh, Wallace kicked him the man on the mark, which was Green, and now he's in trouble. Spoons it out to Terry. Quick thinking by Brereton. Then over the top there to Russell Green. Ooh, crunch. Bombers can do something here. Walsh lopes away, gets it to Thompson. Out to Izard, ducks around Tuck, puffs his cheeks, charges past Platten. Here's a go. Platten's got him. Good play, John Platten. He's quick. I thought Izard was quick, but look at Platten. Stephen Clark caught. At least they're having a go, the Bombers, in this quarter. I hope they do find it out. Platten, great play. A left footer. The siren's gone before Kennedy got his fingers to it, so he won't have the opportunity of kicking his third goal. But at three-quarter time, Hawthorn are thrashing Essendon 19-13, 127 to Essendon 3-3-21.
There's 8 goals, 3. Magnificent quarter by the Hawks.
At the start of the last quarter against Greg Deere, they've won in the ruck. That's the only position on the ground, though. Salmon gets the tap, taken by Hawker. Dons into attack for the first time. Oh, great mark taken from Jenke. Coming in from the side, a very accomplished footballer. Just a new chum in VFL ranks. You'd never know it as he finds Eade.
He's one of a heap of Hawthorn good players today. Eade's kicked with the left foot this time down to Kennedy, who's their top possession getter. To be a minute go back to Swab. A great try today. Good player. And that's a nice mark to Winton. Not often he's beaten Curran, and he swings play across this side of the ground looking for Walsh in the other back pocket. And Walsh heads straight down the centre. A long kick to Barnes, but his run wasn't right. Hook, handball for the Hawks. Plenty of that being used. That was Morrissey it came from. Oh, Hawkins caught. Holding the ball. A very strong, positive tackle by Hawthorn's Green.
Goes to the half-forward line, looking there for Ayres. It was over his head. Walsh did well there. Gave it to Winton. There's a bounce. Over the centre. Well, was he looking? I don't think so. Looking for Jenke. He finds an unguarded player on the wing in Loveridge. As the long-sleeve Guernsey pulled up as he passes it to Ayres. And things have slowed right down here. It's just keep possession. Ayres goes to half-forward. Brereton from the side. Look at the odds against Thompson. Platten. Clark held when he didn't have it. He'll play on. Down through the middle go the Bombers. Towards half-forward. Looking there for Madden. Was Langford into his back. Jenke handballs off. He chips to the middle. Swab.
Oh, gee, he's been a very positive player today, attacking player, good defender as he finds Eade this time, and down to Russell Morris. That's a clever mark against young Wallace of Essendon, but he's just learning the game. Russell Morris has been around for a few years now, and one of that very, very talented Hawthorn half-forward line. Brereton, Morris, Curran, Kennedy, and the kick has made the distance. That's a long kick. 50-metre plus for his third goal. And Hawthorn's 20th.
Yes, we keep on saying it tells a story. There's so many, most things that Hawthorn are doing though. Extreme confidence. Swab on his own again, had a magnificent day. But so much space they've had. Easy handball, Eade. Everything they've been doing, a good mark, but kicking from the 50-metre line.
Tuck. Hamilton after it. Brereton after him. Hamilton does it nicely. Di put pressure on, but the pass still found its target. Williams. On to Hamilton, who kept running. Good football. Towards half-forward. Merritt. Barnes finds himself in space. Goes long. Morrissey. Good defence to get back there and to spoil Keane. Knocks it through for a behind. Difference 111 points as Lester Smith puts it back in for Green.
And Hawthorn are the complete masters of the game today. One of their best exhibitions. Duckworth clears the ball, looking for a lead from the forward line. Barnes was shoved out. Madden slipped in there, but Barnes will take the free kick, I believe.
He doesn't know it, but he has got it.
Yeah. He does now.
Well, that's inexperience, Jeff. I mean, if you hear a whistle, you look around and can I get a kick?
Well, I think he's had 3 games and kicked 8 goals. Boy from Cobram, a youngster. This is a pressure goal for him. Waverley, his first was for the day. And he knows how to kick a goal. There's no question about that. Done John Barnes.
Yes, he's certainly a player of the future. And looking through Essendon's side today, they've got probably 5 or 6 young players, and they've just been no match to the Hawthorn machine.
See it again, and we're talking about it was his free kick against Lester Smith, who's playing his first game for the year. It was a free kick.
Goal apiece in the term as Deere wins the tap. Bailey sharks it. Caught by Tuck. Folds now. 2 against 1. Morris goes high. Curran. Oh, great mark. Winton didn't go with him. Picks up the crumbs, but too late. Let go on his own there, Curran. Got one in the back and picked up the free. There's Mew, who was put down heavily in the 3rd term, prepares to come back on. Curran, who kicked the first goal. The match will go for number 3 from directly in front, 30 metres out. $20 goals for Hawthorn this afternoon. Approach the 6-minute mark of the term and the lead back to 111 points.
The lack of talking between Winton and Walsh. You're watching the play coming from the centre. Kick off the ground by Tuck, but once again Morris just walks around his opponent very easily, and lack of talking here between the 2 Essendon backmen. You can see Winton watching for Walsh to come and spoil, and Walsh got there miles too late.
121-point lead to the Hawks at the 6-minute mark in this final term, and the Bombers, well, a bit of fight there. Clark's come to life in this last half. Young Barnes looking for another mark. Gee, they're desperate. They're mean machine, this lot. Langford back to Jenke. He's fitted into the Hawks side very well this season, and Loveridge, a complete rover, has marked a good rover. I like a rover who can mark over his head, and Loveridge does that frequently. Probably the most effective man on the ground is Schwab, has taken another mark. 2 of his teammates all alone out there in the paddock. Tuck to Green. Green on the half-forward line now, and a long kick to full forward. Not a well-directed one. Shove in the back there, perhaps to Curran against Winton. Walsh for Eston steals it. Boots it down the wing. Marked there by Keane.
Looking for someone going past. Kick towards half-forward. Knock away by Merritt. Gets it back. Williams now. Too quick for Langford from 50 metres. Won't have the legs. Oh, great mark. Lester Smith gets tripped as well. Mark has already been paid. No? It's behind. Everyone stopped for the whistle. I didn't even see the ball go over the boundary line. Goal line, rather. And behind it is at the 7.5 minute mark.
Ball back into play. Salmon and Deere locking arms. Nice little tap on there by the big fella Salmon, but hasn't done much today. Neither has Roger really, but he's tried hard. And the free kick. Oh, what that one didn't pick up was. Did you, John?
A lot of nodding heads around here.
He paid it for holding the ball against Merritt in the 15 minutes of kicking it away.
Loveridge to the middle. Brereton against 2. Clark leaves it behind. Platten doesn't. Loveridge followed up. Pass to half forward. Russell Green looked up and then found his target. Curran squares it for Tuck. Like an exocet, it found the chest of the skipper. And from 30 metres, 45-degree angle, Michael Tuck going for his 2nd goal. Brereton almost hauled it in one-handed. Throw in the left forward pocket. 110-point lead as the Hawks. We've played 9 minutes in the last quarter.
Young Barnes, that's a decent thump. Good one player. Dipper uses his body strength to handball it back. Looking for Brereton, and Terry Danaher playing Brereton very close to the boundary line, and so if he got a hand to it, he'd push him over. And that's Glenn Hawker and Harvey.
Dressed in civvies. First match back for the season, not a successful one. Lasted about a quarter, I suppose. I guess one must question him even being in the side.
Yes, well, he was unlucky. He may have got a knock on it early in the first quarter, but after breaking a leg in one game in the reserves, it's certainly you have to be underdone playing a side like Hawthorn.
Yep, dead right. Here's another youngster, and young Dean Wallace had a good match last week, but he's learned a lot today playing the fearsome Hawks. That's about what Essendon has to look forward to now, a rebuilding of the side with the older players, some of them past it. Van der Haar dropped this week. Players who carried them to 2 premierships, so it's the young fellas who are going to lead them to the next one, whatever that'll be. Clark showing a lot of dash and a bit of thought about that. Oh, and he's dragged back, shoving the back as the result. He plays on and kicks it straight to Lester Smith, who's still got all the touch that he's had, although this is his first game for the season after 4 games with the reserves, and he plays on.
Kicked 10 goals in one reserves match. On the back line, he finds Loveridge. He finds Tuck. Loveridge might just get it back here. No, Tuck goes the other way and picks out Langford. He's come right down. Russell Morris can't keep it in.
Yes, when the Hawthorn players are bringing out of the back line, they look up and they see 1 and 2 their teammates in front every time. They've got 2 targets. When Essendon look up, there's no one to kick to.
If you're just joining the telecast, I bet you guess who is winning when a player smiles and hands it back to the umpire. You guess his team's up.
Loveridge just kicked that. He's had a good match. Winter. Oh, ran into trouble. Gets out of it. Platten playing close to the ground, loses it. Good attempt there, and Duckworth had a thump there at the Platten. Would have been a free kick. It's not going to be a throw in.
50 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Kennedy straight to the Bombers. Bailey, who gives it to Thompson. In turn over the top to Hamilton. Williams under pressure from Eve, will get a free. Danaher folds under pressure, caught well by Green. Schwab's handball to Platten. Beautiful pass. Ayres, long one to Brereton, number 6. Well, there were 3 players he could have handballed to. Picked out the hardest one and the longest handball, and it was centimetre perfect. But the Dons had it here, lost it and paid the penalty.
In the second quarter, obviously, Kevin Sheedy had instructed Essendon to handball and handball. They had 32 handballs to 13 in the second quarter, and even though they're trying to do it still, they're just under so much pressure that all their handballs just get them into trouble each time.
Funny selection here with Hawthorn, with Gary Ayres playing at full forward. I think he kicked something like 28, 29 goals in his career. Here's Dipper.
I think Alan Jones is probably trying to protect Ayres' hamstrings, which get very tight towards the end of a game.
Good point.
Duckworth nearly took Izard with him there as he threw the slipper at it.
Even Bill Duckworth smiling too.
Tuck to DiPierdomenico. Oh, beautiful tap down to Platten. What football! Platten, 70 metres, passes on for Curran.
Gee, they've had very strong hands, the Hawthorn players. I suppose it comes when you have a lot of confidence, but Curran's performance today has been super.
Kicked 3 goals. Platten was aiming for him, but I thought Curran had run out of space to mark it. And as Leakey said, superb hands. The boot's not bad either. 4 goals for Peter Curran. And how many goal kickers? 11 goal kickers for Hawthorn.
Yes, it looks very ominous because with Curran 4 goals, Brereton 6 goals, Russell Morris 3 goals, and apart from Dunstall, it's certainly giving Hawthorn many avenues to score from.
Players helped them out a lot today too, as the fellow you saw flashing across the screen there in John Platt. Like, geez, ball getting ability has been enormous, and he kicks it to forwards all the time. And the free kick in the middle going against young Greg Deere to be taken by Salmon. Good kick from Salmon as well. Down a full forward. Oh, another exhibition of strong hands, this time from Ray Jenke.
In front again.
The Essendon players just run away. He couldn't believe his luck. Jenke to the wing. Brereton got a bad bounce. So did Hamilton, but did well. Well, he doesn't want to get rid of it because he knows there's all Hawthorn players there. It's Williams, though. Clark runs into Lester Smith, but finds Bailey. Folds on his outside. Within 50 metres with 2 bounces. Langford goes for safety. Through the final term, 121-point leaders are Hawthorn.
15 goals, eh? Sorry, 20 goals, I'm sorry. Start again. 20-goal deficit staring Essendon in the face, and faces in the shambles at the moment, but no doubt they'll learn something. Clark, good possession gain here, deserves a goal, but he's missed it. There, behind Steve Clark.
Mew to Swab. Chips it over the top of Izard for Platten. His form ominous for Wednesday night for the Vicks. Rod Lester Smith might have played on if he hadn't slipped over. Nice way to ease yourself back into senior football. A game like this, 120-point lead. As Wallace knocks it away, but straight to Deere. Deere to centre-half forward. Danaher against Brereton. Oh, Danaher pushed him out nicely to allow Hamilton to mark.
Young Hamilton did a good job against Jason Dunstall. But then you see, I don't know what that was. He kicked it directly to the opposition in Deere, and Loveridge gets a handball to Lester Smith, and he's played well. Lester Smith came on the second. Oh, look at this. He's got a lot of dash after that knee injury surgery. Strong tackle from Duckworth dispossesses him. Pounced on by Rodney Eade, straight across the face of goal, looking there at Kennedy. Always a runner, left, back, right, north, south, east to west, whatever you like. Hawthorn, it's Swab, their best player in my book, most creative player. A short chip there to Russell Green, and he may just increase Hawthorn's lead to 126 points. So Green from 45 metres is a long kick, and he's missed it. It's behind.
I'm sure Kevin Sheedy will be very unhappy, not with the amount of the loss, which is bad, but with the amount of times that Essendon players just haven't chased.
Winton to Clark. Oh, hemmed in by 2, has to go back to Winton. Luckily he's got space. Switches play to the other side of the ground. It's over Walsh's head. Green pressuring him. In comes Izard. Salmon, good pick up from the big fellow. Winton kept going from fullback. That's good football, Brian Winton. Izard, centre wing. The Bombers now on half forward. Keane. Wild handball. Back on it though, Keane. Good handball. Thompson around Langford. Stock still. His handball, a bad bounce for Morrissey. He's back on it. Nice pick up. Good tackle, Madden. Tuck. Mew. Great support from the Hawkbacks. The kick not so good though. Hamilton the mark. Can go on now. Hamilton from 50 metres. The pass just too high. Jenke. Williams. Camped on the 50-metre line, the Dons. Francis. Got the handle. Now he can kick the goal. But doesn't. 120-point leaders are Hawthorn at the 18-3/4-minute mark of the last term. Kevin Sheedy at the helm of an Essendon side that's been beaten by a record margin by Hawthorn. the previous worst defeat the Dons have suffered at the hands of the Hawks. 106 points in 1977.
Well, that'll be enough to spur them on. Throw there by Lester Smith. Really looked at the back to Hamilton. Quick hands to Izard. Then the man at the back there is whom? Oh, that's all right by Keane. One side of the ground to the other. And Keane's only 35 metres from goal. He's one of the hopes for the Essendon future, together with maybe Dean Wallace, who's out there today. Well, as John Nichols nominated earlier in the day, that Essendon are playing without confidence, and that was a kick for goal by Keane, totally without confidence.
Yes, Kevin Sheedy's made a lot of changes early in the game, but the last half he's basically left the players much the same as they are, and I think he just probably wants them to fight out to show their character.
Well, he's been one of their goers. Hamilton knocked the ball away, then got the handball, but it was a free kick for Folds. Into the pocket, Madden front position. Blew one-handed. Barnes taps cleverly for Keane. The whistle's gone though. It's against Essendon. Madden, I think, infringing Morrissey. 15 metres for the ball being kicked away after the whistle. So Morrissey up on half-back for Hawthorn. Playing out time at VFL Park in front of a crowd, not the 32,634 that we saw when the crowd was at its largest. I'm sure plenty of Dons fans have gone home. Dipier Domenico did that beautifully to Morris. Towards half-forward, Danaher beaten by Brereton. Mark number 13. What a display. 6 goals coming from the brute of Brereton. Chips the pass and finds Kennedy one of their best.
Yes, you're right. And they've got a heap of them there as their best, with Kennedy and Morris and Curran and Brereton. And if one's not playing, well, there's always another 2 or 3. 27 possessions for Kennedy. That's a great performance, isn't it? And that's a lovely kick. Little to the left, it's a behind. But he did kick a couple early, so it's 2 goals, 2 to John Kennedy.
Walsh waits for the flags to finish waving, finds Madden. But they're unable to get the play on game going because all the men in front of Madden have been picked up, so he has to do it himself. Madden, it's been a pretty good first game back for him. Taken by Thompson. Into their attacking half, Folds against Eve. Dipier Domenico in there as well to fall on Thompson. Little chat there at ground level. Little push into the mud as well. Of course, no mud here today. 22 minutes gone. 120-point lead for the Hawks.
And VFL Park is in immaculate nick. Really is. It's a credit. Must be great to play out there. Russell Green steals it. What a pass. Lovely pass to Lester Smith. And here goes the handball again to Swalban. Down to Morris, is in beautiful position. Takes it delightfully, boots it brilliantly. 4 goals to Morris. 24 goals to Hawthorn.
Yes, 14 goals between the 3 half forwards, really, and it's the second week in a row they've been great scorers, but all over the ground. The old adage, Hawthorn have just outnumbered. Wherever the ball has been, they've had an extra man there all the time to create that loose man. And
isn't their disposal superb? I think we've hardly seen a handball or a kick go astray.
There's 2 reasons. They haven't improved dramatically, but also they've had so much time. Every time Essendon get a hand pass or a kick, they're under pressure.
126 points the deficit. Madden. A longer thump from Dipper. Hamilton. Met by Langford. Good hip and shoulder. No, umpire says it was in the back.
He was kneeling on the ground. It was a bit hard to bump him in the shoulder.
Hamilton, one of the goers for the Dons, into the middle. Not a good kick. Mark taken by Loveridge, who's always a goer for the Hawks.
Right, gee, he's taken a few marks too. Jim, you got the count there on Loveridge?
Well, three's more than a few, isn't it?
Three,
One more.
Well, he take a haul on that. No, he's been a great player on the hold-up. Well, I don't know what the Hawks is, just an exercise in accuracy now and handball and running, I suppose, like a training night. Limited pressure put on by Essendon. Here it goes again. Kennedy across to Russell Green. Long and low and hard. And it's a goal. Green second.
Yes, well, good running again. Madden's battled hard in the ruck whilst he's quick hands by Platten. Green's been renowned over the years for his running ability to run from the back line right down. Starting from the bench today, I'm sure that just like Peter Swab getting a lucky spot back in that 18, Russell Green is trying to play well, kick a few more goals to get back in the side for a full-time berth.
2 more goals from the Hawks and they'll have kicked a record score against Essendon. But it's the Dons with it. Folds, kicks to himself. Thompson around Platten towards half forward. Barnes the target. Did that well, Tuck. Merritt meets Swab solidly. Bounce midway between wing and half forward for Essendon. We're into time on by 30 seconds. The Dons trailing by 132 points. Izard. Thompson taps it cleverly to Folds. He was tripped. Well spotted by the umpire. Folds outside 50. Barnes has gone back. Madden's there as well. It's Salmon, in fact, and the pass goes in his direction. Chipping in to take the mark. It's Bailey. Pass destined to the leading Salmon. Bailey thought I might as well have a go. And he'll line up for his first goal of the afternoon. The Dons have only kicked 4. All their fans have virtually left, I think, so there will be ironical cheers if this is a goal from the Hawthorn fans. It is a goal for Dean Bailey. Pretty measly are those Hawthorn fans, a few of them booing. Essendon cheer squad have stayed. It's been a football lesson. 126-point lead for the Hawks.
It certainly illustrates at the moment the way the two sides are, just what a gap there is between both sides. We all know that Hawthorn aren't this much better, but Essendon have got a long way to catch up to the standard that Hawthorn are going to set for the last half of the year.
That was Madden. It was a good, intelligent tap on there, and Rover should be able to read his play better than that, take it away, but of course the Hawks are aware of it and pounced on it and forces another ball up. Only maybe a minute or 2 to go to relieve the agony for Essendon.
Not a lot you can say, is there? Tap one by Madden. Comes down to Merritt. Pushes Clark out of the way. Then passes for Barnes. Tuck. Behind, but still the mark. As the pass was just at half a metre.
The old and the young.
Yeah.
300-odd game player against their fourth. It's unusual for Platten to drop a mark like that too.
Beaten by Izard. High tackle on Merritt from Platten. We should see that repeated on Wednesday night, perhaps at Football Park in Adelaide. Folds. Standing start. Hands off to Izard. Gets some good shepherding. Kicks the Bombers 6th.
There's a lot of ironical cheers. Their third goal in this quarter. I think every picture tells us the tale. Even at the 28-minute mark, Essendon almost mucked it up. Almost. A low kick, accurate.
almost over. Last term as Bailey spins around and waits to be caught virtually. Clark lets Hamilton take it. That's a good piece of football. And the pass to Barnes is not bad, but Tuck's shed 10 years. He's played a champion game. He's just kicked the goal, and a loose man in the pocket there. Keane ducks around the man on the mark and charges into an open goal. That's his second goal. And Essendon's fourth for the final term. So really wagging the tail a bit.
Yes. Madden winning out of the centre again. That's probably the best thing. The only thing that come out of the game for Essendon is the form of Madden, whilst he has been on the ground. Watching Gavin Keane, an up-and-comer. Certainly he's one of the brighter boys on the scene for Essendon.
He kicked their first goal at the halfway stage of the first term. May have kicked their last, though. They keep going. Folds to Hamilton. Morrissey in front of Keane on this occasion. To the wing and Green. Gets a nice bounce. Leaves it behind. Hamilton. Clark. The Bombers now on half forward with Keane. Up to 50 he goes. Looking to square the ball. Straight to Rod Lester-Smith. He wants to play on. That's why, because Langford was on his own. Not quite a record score for Hawthorn against Essendon, but a record-winning margin. 114 points. Major goal kicker for them, Dermot Brereton with 6. Peter Curran kicked 4, as did Russell Morris, while for the Bombers, out of 7 goals, 2 of them coming from Gavin Keane. But Hawthorn demonstrating their superiority over the Essendon side here this afternoon, and showing that they're back to the form that saw them lift the flag last year.
Yes, they've been struggling to put it all together, but players that are very important for Hawthorn are players like Gary Ayres back in magnificent player. Ayres in the back line holds them together, strong with his tackling. But the obvious thing that since they put Russell Morris into the forward line, Dermot Brereton the last 2 or 3 weeks looks much sharper, playing in front, combined with the great marking ability of Peter Curran, a top full forward in Jamie Dunstall. I think Hawthorn have really issued the challenge to the top side, Sydney and Carlton at the moment. In the next few weeks, they're going to be a real force to be reckoned with again.
So Hawthorn, a very convincing victory, to say the least, here at VFL Park this afternoon, defeating Essendon by 114 points.